Welcome to the WorkFly Restaurant Profit Optimizer. This tool helps you track your exact food cost, see your real profit on every menu item, and catch waste or theft in your kitchen all inside Google Sheets. In this video, I'll walk you through each tab step by step. By the end, you'll have the full system set up and running for your restaurant. Let's start. This is tab 0 Setup and Lists. You only need to fill this in once. It tells the system what you sell and what you charge. Column A, Menu Items List. Type every dish and drink you sell. Important, enter each variation as its own row. For example, chicken shawarma. Single and chicken shawarma menu are two separate rows because they have different prices and different ingredients. Column B, Selling Price. Enter the price your customer pays. Numbers only, no currency symbols. Just type 7.90, not the euro or dollar sign. Column C, Category. This is optional. Use the drop-down to group items, mains, combos, sides, desserts, drinks, or starters. Use mains for single dishes. Use combos for meal deals. This makes it easier to find items as your menu grows. Column D, Deductions percent. This is also optional. If you want the system to calculate your profit after taxes or platform fees, enter the total percentage here. For example, if your VAT is 15% and your delivery platform takes 5%, enter 20. The system will deduct 20% from your selling price in all profit calculations. If you don't want any deductions, leave it blank or enter 0. One important rule: only enter fixed, consistent percentages. Do not enter discounts that change from order to order, and do not enter fixed money amounts like 50 cents per transaction. This column is for percentages only, numbers that apply the same way to every sale. That's it for setup. Set it and forget it. You only come back here if you change your menu or prices. Before we begin, two things to know. First, every column has a note attached to it. Hover over the column header, and you'll see a small pop-up explaining exactly what to enter and how. If you're ever unsure, check the note first. Second, blue columns are protected. They calculate automatically. If you try to click one, you'll see a warning. That's by design. Only gray columns need your input. Now let's move to tab 1, Ingredient Master. This is where you tell the system everything you buy. Think of it as your master price list. Column A, Ingredient Name. Type the name of each ingredient. Be specific. For example, write chickpeas dried and chickpeas canned as two separate rows. They have different prices and different pack sizes. Column B, Supplier. This is optional. You can type your vendor name here for your own reference. It does not affect any calculations. Column C, Measure Type. This is important. Select how you measure this ingredient when you cook. Kilograms for anything you weigh: meat, flour, cheese, vegetables, spices. Liters for anything you pour: milk, oil, sauce. Count for items you use as whole pieces: eggs, buns, pita bread. If you weigh it when cooking, select kilograms, even if you buy it by count. Column D, Count Unit. Select the type of packaging you buy: box, bag, bottle, sack, crate. This label will appear later on your Inventory Count tab, so you and your staff know exactly what to look for on the shelf. Column E, Quantity in Unit. Enter the amount inside one package. And here is the critical rule: always enter in the same unit you selected in column C. If you selected kilograms, enter in kilograms. A 5-kilo sack, type 5. A 500-gram bag, type 0.5, not 500. If you selected liters, enter in liters. A 5-liter jug, type 5. A 750 milliliter bottle, type 0.75. If you selected count, enter the number of pieces. A tray of 30 eggs, type 30. Numbers only, do not type kilograms, grams, liters, or any letters. Column F, Purchase Price. Enter the price you paid for one full package. The price of one bag, one box, one bottle, not the price per kilo and the price of the whole thing. Now here is the magic. You'll notice there are hidden columns to the right. Click the plus button above the columns to reveal them. The system automatically calculates the cost of 1 gram, 1 milliliter, or 1 piece. This tiny number is what powers all your recipe cost calculations in the next tab. These columns are protected. Do not edit them. One more thing, if you type an ingredient name but forget to fill in measure type, quantity, or price, the system will show a warning that says incomplete and the row turns red. That's telling you to go back and fill in the missing information. All three are required for the formula to work. That's tab 1. Enter all your ingredients once and the system does the rest. To tab 2 menu profit builder. This is where everything comes together. You build your recipes on the left side, and the system shows your profit on the right side. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I have to enter every single ingredient for every single dish. That sounds like a lot. But here's the truth. This is what separates restaurants that guess their profit from restaurants that know their profit. And the good news, you only do this once. After this initial setup, you never touch it again unless you change a recipe. Let's start with the left side, building your recipes. Column A, menu item name. Select the dish you're building from the dropdown. These are pulled from tab 0. Here is the crucial rule. You must select the same dish name for every single ingredient row in that recipe. So if you're building chicken shawarma single, every row for that recipe must say chicken shawarma single in column A. Column B, ingredient select. Choose the ingredient from the dropdown. These are pulled from tab 1. If an ingredient is missing here, go back to tab 1 and add it. It will appear automatically. Column C, quantity needed. Enter the amount used in one serving of this dish. Now pay attention, this tab uses grams and milliliters, not kilograms and liters like tab 1. That's because recipe portions are smaller. So for 150 grams of chicken, type 150. For 25 milliliters of sauce, type 25. For count items like pita bread, just type 1. Check column E. It shows you whether to enter grams, milliliters, or pieces. Don't worry about being perfectly exact with every gram. Get it close. Even a rough recipe is better than no recipe. You can always come back and adjust your quantities later as you fine-tune your portions. Columns D, E, and F are automated. The system grabs the cost per gram from tab 1, multiplies it by your quantity, and gives you the exact cost for that ingredient in this dish. Don't touch these. Now let's look at the right side. This is your reward for doing the setup work, your profit scorecard. Column H, dish summary. Select any menu item from the dropdown. The system instantly sums up every ingredient from the left side and shows you the total plate cost. Column Y, total cost. The combined cost of all ingredients in that dish. If this looks too low, go back to the left side and make sure you listed every ingredient. Column J, selling price, pulled directly from tab 0. If you need to change it there. It updates here automatically. Column K, net revenue. This is what you actually keep. If you entered a deduction percentage on tab 0, this shows your selling price minus that percentage. If your deduction is 0, net revenue equals your selling price. Column L, gross margin percent. This shows how much you keep after food costs. Important, this is food cost margin only. It does not include rent, staff, or utilities. Look at the colors. Green means 70% or above healthy margin. Yellow means 60 to 70%. Watch closely. Consider adjusting your price or portions. Red means below 60%. You need to raise the price or reduce ingredients immediately. Column M, food cost percent. This is the number most restaurant owners think in. It shows what percentage of your revenue goes to ingredients. Aim for 25 to 35%. Green means under 30, well controlled. Yellow means 30 to 35, acceptable, but monitor closely. Red means over 35, your food cost is too high. Check your portion sizes, ingredient prices, or raise your selling price. Most restaurant owners who complete this tab for the first time are surprised. They discover that their best-selling dish is actually their least profitable, and the dish they almost took off the menu is the one making them the most money. That's the power of knowing your real numbers. That's tab 2. Build each recipe once, and every time you change a price or an ingredient cost, your margins update instantly across the entire sheet. Tab 3, inventory count. This is your weekly tab. Everything before this was a one-time setup. This is where the real ongoing work happens, and it takes less than 20 minutes a week. I know what you're thinking. 20 minutes every week counting stock. But think about it this way. Every week you don't count, you have no idea if food is being wasted, overportioned, or walking out the back door. 20 minutes of counting can save you hundreds in lost stock. The most profitable restaurants in the world do this. And now you have the same system. Let's walk through it. Columns A and B are automated. Your ingredient names and pack types are pulled directly from tab 1. If you add a new ingredient in tab 1, it appears here automatically. You never type ingredient names on this tab. Column C, start count. This is what was sitting on your shelves at the very start of the week. The golden rule: this number must match last week's end count. They are the same number. And once the week starts, do not change this. Any new food that arrives goes under purchases, not here. Column D, purchases. Enter the total of all deliveries received during the week. If you receive the same item multiple times, say 10 boxes on Tuesday and 5 boxes on Friday, add them together and type 15. Here's a tip that will save you a lot of headaches. Log every delivery the moment it arrives. Don't wait until the end of the week. Missing purchases is the number one reason variance numbers look wrong. Column E, end count. This is your physical count at the end of the week. Go to the shelf, count what's there, and write it down. For full items, count normally. 1, 2, 3. For open items, estimate using decimals. A full container is 1.0. 3/4 full is 0.75. Half full is 0.50. A quarter full is 0.25. Do not do math in your head. Don't try to calculate usage. Just write down exactly what you see. Column F, waste. This is optional. Only enter items you physically saw get destroyed. A dropped plate, burnt food, expired stock. If you didn't see it go in the trash, don't write it here. If food is missing and you didn't see it happen, that's exactly what tab 4 is designed to catch for you. Column G, total used. This is automated. The formula is simple. Start count plus purchases minus end count. If this number turns red, it means the result is negative, which means something is wrong. Either your end count is too high or you forgot to log a purchase. Go back and check. Now let's talk about dates. At the top right, you'll see from and to. Double-click each cell to open the date picker. From is the first day of your inventory week, usually Monday. To is the day you do your physical count, usually Sunday. Make sure there are no gaps and no overlaps between weeks. And here's the most important part of this tab, the weekly reset. At the top of the sheet, you'll see the instructions. Every week after you finish counting, you need to carry your end count into next week's start count and clear everything else. 4 steps, 2 minutes. Step 1, save a PDF if you want a record of last week. File, download, PDF. Step 2, select your end count column from row 5 down to your last ingredient. Copy it. Click on the start count column, row 5. Right-click, paste. Special, values only. This is critical, values only. If you paste normally, you'll overwrite formulas and break the sheet. Step 3, select purchases, end count, and waste columns from row 5 down. Press, delete. Step 4, and update your from and to dates for the new week. Done. You're ready to start fresh. Now let me show you how to do your weekly count on your phone, because that's the real power of this system. You're standing in your kitchen, phone in hand, counting stock directly at the shelf. First, a quick note. All the other tabs, Setup, Ingredient Master, Menu Profit Builder, and Sales and Variance, are best edited on a laptop or tablet. Bigger screen, easier to work with. Your phone is specifically for tab 3, the weekly inventory count. That's the only tab you need to open on mobile. Let me walk you through it. Open the Google Sheets app and find your Optimizer file in Google Drive. When the file opens, look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see all 5 tabs. Tap on tab 3, Inventory Count. First thing you'll notice, column A and row 1 are frozen. That means your ingredient names on the left and the column headers at the top stay visible as you scroll. You always know which ingredient you're looking at and which column you're filling in. If the text looks too small or too big, pinch to zoom in or zoom out until you reach your visual comfort. Find the size that works for you. You'll be staring at this for 20 minutes, so make it comfortable. Before we start, note one tip that will save you a lot of stress. If you ever make a mistake or accidentally delete something important, tap the back arrow at the top of the screen. It undoes your last action. You can tap it multiple times to undo several steps. So don't panic. You can always go back. Now the dates. On mobile, double tapping the from and to cells will open your keyboard instead of a calendar. So for dates on your phone, simply type the date manually using your keyboard in the format your sheet uses. If you prefer the calendar picker, set your dates on a laptop or tablet before you start counting. One thing about the notes, on the mobile app, the notes are harder to access. You need to zoom in and tap the small black triangle on the top right corner of the cell. It's not the easiest experience. So my recommendation, read through all the notes once on your laptop or tablet before your first count. After that, you won't need them. Now let's count. Walk to your shelf, find the first ingredient. Double tap on the cell you want to fill. Start count, purchases, or end count. The keyboard pops up, type the number, tap the next cell, keep going. For open items, remember your decimals. Full container, type 1. 3/4, type 0.75. Half, type 0.5. A quarter, type 0.25. That's it for counting. Simple. Tap type, move to the next one. Now the weekly reset on mobile. Here's how to do it step by step. Step 1. Tap on the first cell in the end count column. You'll see a small blue box around the cell. Now drag from the bottom edge of that blue box downward to select all your end count values. Once selected, tap copy. Step 2, tap on the first cell in the start count column. Tap once and select paste. Now on iPhone, there is no paste special or values only option. It will simply paste, and that's okay. If you're on Android, the steps might look slightly different, but the process is just as easy. Step 3, select your purchases column from the first row down. Clear the content. Do the same for end count and waste. Step 4, tap on your from and to date cells and type in the new dates. Done. Your phone goes back in your pocket and you're ready for next week. The whole process, counting and resetting, takes about 15 to 20 minutes once you've done it 2 or 3 times. Your first week might take a little longer while you get used to it. By week 3, it's muscle memory. Tab 4, Sales and Variance. This is the moment of truth. This is where the system compares what you should have used versus what you actually used and tells you exactly where food is disappearing. If you've done everything up to this point, set up your menu, entered your ingredients, built your recipes, and counted your stock, then this tab rewards you with the answers. You fill in one column, and the system does everything else. Let's walk through it. Column A, Menu Items. Automated. Your full menu is pulled from tab 0. Don't type here. Column B, Quantity Sold. This is the only column you fill in on this entire tab. Enter how many of each dish you sold this week. Sold 45 chicken shawarma single. Type 45. Sold 70 chicken shawarma menu. Type 70. You can get these numbers from your POS system, your order receipts, or your daily sales records. One important thing, fill in your quantity sold and review your variance before you run the weekly reset on tab 3. Once you reset, your inventory numbers clear and you lose that week's data. So the routine is count your stock, enter it on tab 3, come here to tab 4, enter your sales, review your results, and then go back to tab 3 and run the reset. Now here's where it gets powerful. Column C is a separator. Skip it. Column D, ingredient. Every ingredient from tab 1 appears here automatically. Column E, theoretical usage. This is what you should have used if your kitchen ran perfectly. The system takes your sales numbers, looks at your recipes on tab 2, and calculates exactly how much of each ingredient those sales required. Think of this as your target. 0 waste, 0 theft, perfectly measured portions. Column F, actual usage. This is what actually disappeared from your kitchen. Pull directly from tab 3 your total used numbers. This is reality. Column G, variance, the truth detector, actual usage minus theoretical usage. If this number is 0, your kitchen is running perfectly. If it's positive, you used more than you sold. That means food went somewhere it shouldn't have. Could be waste, overportioning, or theft. If it's negative, you used less than you sold. That's physically impossible. It means something is wrong with your data. A purchase wasn't logged on tab 3 or your end count is off. Column H, status. The system reads your variance and gives you a clear signal. Green check mark. OK means everything is within range. Yellow warning. Check waste means you're losing stock. Time to investigate. Red circle check count means your numbers don't add up. Go back to tab 3 and fix the data before drawing any conclusions. Now don't panic if you see a lot of yellow warnings in your first week. That's normal. Your first week is your baseline. You're seeing the real picture for the first time. Most restaurant owners are shocked the first time they see how much food is actually unaccounted for. That's not a failure, that's the system doing its job. On the right side, you'll see 2 more columns. Click the plus button if they're hidden. Column J, total used in kilograms or letters. This converts your actual usage into real weight so you can see the physical volume. Instead of seeing 4.70 boxes, you see 23.5 kilograms. Much easier to understand. Column K, variance in kilograms or liters, same idea, shows you're missing or surplus stock in real weight. When you see 23.5 kilograms of beef strips missing, that hits different than 4.70 boxes. You can visualize that. You can feel the cost of that. So what do you do with this information? Focus on your top 3 highest variance items each week. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick the 3 ingredients with the biggest waste, investigate why, and track them closely next week. Are portions too big? Is something expiring before it gets used? Is stock disappearing without explanation? Over time, you'll see those variance numbers shrink. That's money going back into your pocket every single week. That's tab 4. 1 column of input, and the system gives you a full variance report that would take an accountant hours to produce manually. That's it. You now have a complete system to track your food costs, know your real profit on every dish, and catch waste before it eats into your margins. Let me quickly recap your workflow. The one-time setup, tab 0, tab 1, and tab 2. Enter your menu, your ingredients, and your recipes. You do this once and you're done. The weekly routine, every week, count your stock on tab 3, enter your sales on tab 4, review your variance, then run the weekly reset. 20 minutes a week to know exactly where your money is going. Now, a few final things. Your purchase includes 6 months of free updates. As we improve the system, you'll get every update at no extra cost. As a V1 buyer, you also get free customization support, up to 3 requests. Want to adjust your margin thresholds? Need a new category added? Want a different layout for a specific section? Email us with the subject line customization request and your order number, and we'll take care of it. If you have any questions, check the implementation guide that came with your purchase. It covers everything we just walked through, step by step with screenshots. If you're still stuck, email us at contact@theworkfly.com. We respond within 24 to 48 hours. Thank you for choosing the WorkFly Restaurant Profit Optimizer. Now close this video, open your sheet, and start entering your menu. The sooner you set it up, the sooner you stop guessing and start knowing. Master your margins.